All right. Do you see me on Instagram yet?
I saw a banner that on here that says
Okay,
the
so we're
broadcast
live
is live.
on Facebook and YouTube. Yeah, if you are on Instagram, can you go
Ah,
ahead
I
and
got it.
find me?
Okay.
Yes,
I
ma'am. So I can
joined
add you
you.
there. All right, perfect. I see you. Now I'm going to add you up. Let's see.
Okay.
You have no
Should I
request. Yes, I
request to
know that.
join? I'm going to
No, no, no. I'm going to
request.
go ahead and
Oh,
do it. I'm
okay.
sending the invite now.
Go live with tutus.
Yes. There you are.
Hey, it
Awesome.
worked. It looks a
So
little
I'm,
dark from here. Is that okay?
yeah, it looks good to me.
Okay.
Oh, we're getting hearts. So that means it looks good.
Oh,
So on one
thank
of your
y'all.
devices, on one of your devices, go ahead and turn the sound off, whether it be the phone or the computer. That way we don't get feedback. Yeah. So if you guys are just turning in, again, my name is Kenesha Tillman. I'm the owner of Tutus and Tennis Shoes, and we are going to have a real chat on Sunday. We have Kimmytravels with us tonight, and I'm so excited for you to get to meet her. I'm excited for her to tell us a little bit about what she's been doing, her story, where she's gone, like where she's going. And if you want to participate in the conversation, go ahead and put some comments in any of the boxes. If you are on Facebook or YouTube, I'll bring the comments up on the screen. If you're on Instagram, everybody can see them. Or if you put them in that little question box, I'll bring them up on the screen. So, ma'am, thank you for joining me. I don't hear it. Audience, if you hear feedback, let us know. Can thank you for coming. Okay, awesome. So can you tell us a little bit, like give us your grand bio and tell us about you. My goodness. Really? Oh, this is exciting. Okay, pause. We got to take care of some tech real quick. But I do want to ask you about your travels in Colombia. Okay, but on our computer, they're saying they can't hear you.
Oh,
Which device did you turn your mic on?
I did.
All right, guys, let us know if you can hear her now. Okay,
Sorry.
so you've never taught in the United States, but you've taught in all these other exciting places. How did you get started with this traveling?
Okay, if you missed my intro, I was saying I
Yes,
am a
we did.
long-term teacher. I've been teaching for 15 years, but never in the US. So actually, it all started on a vacation. I met up with some college friends after graduation, and we
Mhm.
decided it was a very international group, and we decided that Spain would kind of be the central spot. And it was like the best 3 weeks ever, my first time out of the US. And I absolutely loved it. If you've ever been to a place and you have that feeling like this is where I belong. That's how I felt in Barcelona. So I
Wow.
went to Google and I was like, how could I like what can an American that's what I Googled. What can an American do for work in Spain? And it was like, but you could teach English. Oh yeah, it's perfect. So I did a course, I got certified. Actually, I did the course in Barcelona, so I was kind of already on the ground. And once I got
Uh-huh.
those papers, I just went knocking on doors. And that's how it all started. It was supposed to be for 1 year. I'm from Texas. So I thought, oh, this is perfect. You know, you get like really in the rat race, and my job was like really stressful. And I was like, I just need to take a year. I'll learn Spanish. And when I go back home, you know, my resume, my CV will be that much better if I could say that I'm bilingual. But of course, a year came and went. And
Right.
I hadn't learned Spanish yet. I was like, oh my God, what was I doing? I was partying way too much. I was in my 20s. I think
Okay.
it's
Mm-hmm.
always okay to party. So I was like, I can't go back now. I forgot to learn Spanish. I was like, I need one more year. And that too turned into 7. So I was in Barcelona for about 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's
Mm.
amazing. It went from vacation to 1 year to 7 years.
Into 7 years. And then after that, I'd been bitten by the travel bug. So after that 7, I guess it's like the 7-year itch. And I was like, like, is this where I'm supposed to be? I feel like there's so much more that I still want to see and do. So I
Mhm.
did. I just kind of like packed up and I got a fabulous job offer with the Ministry of Education in South Korea. So off I went.
Congrats.
Mm, yeah.
Wow, that's really exciting. Hold on, I'm gonna check the messages. They're saying you are much louder than me on Instagram. Y'all, I don't know how to fix that, but I'm glad y'all can hear her. My
Is
main
it
thing is I
is
want y'all to
it
be able to
too
hear her.
loud or
I don't know. Tina, is it
okay?
too loud or is it just because we don't have an audio board? Like I can't mix it to perfection, but I'm happy y'all can hear her. We'll try to figure it out as we go. So tell
Okay.
me, okay, so this is selfish. Y'all in the audience may not want to hear this, but I absolutely want to hear about how
Okay. What do you
living
want
in
to
South
know?
America. Girl, I want to know everything about living in South America because I'm trying to move to Cali, Colombia by next year.
You are
Well, I'm trying to go
kidding.
visit. Let
Cali
me
is
say, I'm trying to
amazing.
go visit. I
When
shouldn't
you
say
go, you
move.
let me know.
Okay.
I'll tell you everywhere you're supposed to be.
So I
Okay,
have a
so
friend who's originally
uh,
from there, and
oh,
that's what got
okay.
me interested in visiting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got my passport this summer, and I got to go to Costa Rica for a couple of days. It was really spur of the moment. I was like, got my passport, I got money, my
Let's
kid isn't here,
go.
I'm out. Yeah.
That's a
I
perfect
literally got
plan.
on a flight the next day.
Oh my gosh, that is the best way to travel. I always say, book the ticket, figure everything else out later.
I didn't
You're like,
die.
oh,
So
I don't know. Book the ticket, go. You'll figure it out.
so tell me about how it was for you in South America.
Okay, so I got to South America after I left Korea, and I was there on and off for about 3 years. And it's a very homogenous society. That means, like, I'm just going to pull a number out of the air. 99.99% of the people in Korea are Korean. So if you're anything other than
Okay.
Korean, you really stand out. So after a while,
Okay.
in the beginning, like it's like, oh, you're like a bit famous, but that kind of shine wears off quickly and it can become a bit,
Mhm.
stressful just to kind of live your everyday life under this microscope. So I was like, wherever I go next, I need to blend in, which for me also is a funny statement
Okay.
because I'm quite tall. I'm 6'1". So I've never blended very well.
Really?
I'm always, like ahead above everybody else. But just, like with a variety, with diversity. That's what I was looking for. So I actually went to Cali. That's where my placement was. So after working for so long in education, I always wanted to like volunteer, but I'd never had the opportunities. So again, with the Ministry of Education in Colombia, they had a program at that time that was back in 2017. It was called Colombia Bilingüe. So they're trying to um, get their children exposure and access to English, kind of like ignite the fire, plant the seed of interest in learning English.
Oh,
So we were
okay.
placed in underserved communities all throughout Colombia, and my placement happened to be Cali, which was perfect because I'm a salsa dancer. And Cali is the
Really?
salsa capital of the world. And I was like, you're kidding. That is perfect.
Way to live out your dream.
Yeah, yeah. So I loved it. Absolutely loved Cali.
That is amazing. So now
Hmm.
you got me even more excited. Like,
Yes, you're gonna love it. You're gonna
I
love
can't
it.
wait to go. Now I can't dance,
You can
but
learn. The friends that came to visit me, it can be a little bit intimidating, even because the salsa I learned, the style is called online, in línea. Sorry.
it's fine.
But once you get to Colombia, or Cali anyway, the dance is so different. It's so different. It
Really?
looks a bit faster because like the 8 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Yes.
6, 7, 8. They're not pausing on that 4 and that 8. It's just like.
Girl, I'm a fall.
And so I was looking at that and I was like, oh my God, that's not what I learned. So I put myself in lessons to learn the Cali style. So anybody that came to visit,
Oh,
I found a friend. I made a friend there who was an instructor.
Uh-huh.
So she taught me, and then whenever somebody would come visit, it's like, come on, I know an instructor. We're gonna, like, for example, Friday morning, we're gonna do our dance lesson, and then Friday night we're going out. Get ready.
Oh, that sounds like fun. That's a great way to learn
Yeah.
too, because it puts you on the spot. Like you have to immediately practice the skills.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I
Hold
mean,
on
and
just
the
a
people are
second.
so nice. Yeah.
I'm going to clean these. I work out in these, and so they're saying that I sound far away. Maybe it's
Okay.
wax. Uh, I don't know. Might be a little dirt from soccer or
Oh my
anything.
goodness. Is
I
that a
know these things.
Bluetooth?
Yes, it's a Bluetooth.
Ah,
And
okay.
usually they work fine. Well, I don't know because I don't talk on the phone, but I can hear you just fine.
Okay, well
So
that's
you
good.
guys let me know if the sound sounds any better now that I've wiped them off. If not, I don't. Y'all listen to her. She's the guest. Y'all hear me all the time. Y'all don't want to hear from me. Okay. So, okay, I do want to ask you this since my platform is about hair, but we usually don't have to talk about hair on Sunday. But I
Mhm,
did wonder, as an avid traveler, what
mhm,
do you do with your hair? Like, do you pack a bunch of stuff before you leave, which would get expensive, or
yeah.
do like when you were in? You tell me, what did you do with your hair?
Okay, the hair journey. You can see my hair on Instagram, probably not on Facebook. I'll do a little turn around. I just have it up in a bun. And
Yes,
these
yes.
wraps will just, it adds just like a little, flavor to kind of any outfit. So I've got so many different ones. Um, so the hair care journey can be a struggle. So
Can
because
it?
I'm a long-term traveler, like I was out of the States for 15 years, it doesn't make sense to like pack, a supply
Right.
of hair care. But now so I first went abroad in 2006. And I have to tell you, things are much different now than they were then. Then it was nearly
Okay.
impossible to find black hair care products. Now you're going to be quite lucky. So bring your favorites, and then
Mm-hmm.
wherever you are, find an expat group, a black expat group, a women's group, whatever,
Okay.
and they're going to
Okay.
tell you where to go, who to call, how to get there, and you're going to find your products.
So I'm in a
So,
couple of the
mm,
Black women expat groups online, just trying to learn before I get to like really travel some places.
mhm.
And it's smart. You go find Doug, go find them in person and ask, how did I
Yeah,
not think?
and
This
even
is
I've
literally what
I've
I tell the
stopped a
white
woman in the
parents.
street before and been like, "I love your hair. Where did you get it done?" She gave me the number. I called the girl. Done. Appointment booked.
Really?
Yes, yes. Hmm.
So you guys see, just like I tell y'all to go find the Black neighborhood. It's the same thing. And when you're traveling the world, it's the same thing.
It's
I
the
don't know why I asked that
same.
question as if it doesn't make sense. You
Hey,
go find the
I
people
mean,
already
you don't
there.
know. You could assume or you could guess, but I can tell you firsthand experience. It's much easier nowadays to get hair care products. But in the beginning, you want that just supply until you find it. Because,
That makes
for
sense.
example, in Korea, it was more difficult. I was in a small town, so I had to travel to the capital city of Seoul, which was maybe like a 2 hour ride to get my hair done. But at least I knew that I could. So I would make
Right.
just like a weekend trip out of it. Okay, let's go to the big city for the weekend. I'm getting my hair braided. Um, yeah, so there's black people from all over the diaspora in
Yeah.
these countries. We're out there, we're traveling, even though, the communities may be a bit small, but we're
Yeah.
there. And then in Colombia, for example, in Cali, it's a predominantly Afro-Colombian city. So
Yes.
I found a hair store, girl, like a market. I was like, oh,
Oh,
this is
snap.
amazing. Yes, all the products, all of the weave, all of the extensions, all of the wigs. And it's so affordable. It's so affordable. I'm actually headed back there in about two
When are you
weeks
going? 2 weeks. I
in
can't get a
November.
ticket that fast. Dang
And
it.
I told my friend, I was like, oh, I think I'm going to get my hair braided before I come. And they're like, no, girl, don't do it there. Wait until you get here because the prices are going to be so much better than in the States. I was like, you right, you right. Let me wait.
I'm gonna have to
I'll just
connect
get
you
it
with my
done there.
friend. I'm gonna have to connect you with my friend. She's there. She's at home now. So when we get
Hmm.
off here, I'll make sure that you have her
Okay.
contact, and so
That would be
y'all can hang out, and I
perfect.
can be jealous. Mhm.
I'm gonna meet up your friend. We're gonna like have a coffee and send you a picture.
I'm gonna be so jealous, and then I'm gonna tell y'all both better to be there when I come. Okay.
Okay. Promise, I promise.
So tell us about the blog and like, I know when you go, you're teaching, and so you're sharing some of like English, American English there, but like when you're doing your blog, you're sharing more of your story. So tell us more about your blog and like what you're sharing with the world.
Okay, so my blog, my website, my podcast, it's
Mm-hmm.
also a photo blog. It came about because of COVID. So this was one of my
Okay.
many COVID pivots, which is what I'm calling them.
Okay.
Because I've been traveling for so long, and again, technology has advanced so much than when I first started. Um, I needed a way to kind of stay in touch and connect with people who weren't, there at whatever
Yeah.
country. It's like, Kimberlee, like where even are you right now? Where are you still? No, I'm not there anymore. I moved over here. Don't you remember? Oh, I can't keep up with you. So I wanted to, let people in because there is like this kind of air of mystery. I remember when
It
I
is.
first moved to Spain, someone's like, "Oh, do they have roads?" And like they just imagine like dirt roads and horses by carriage. And I'm like, no,
Why?
it's totally modern. But I mean, you don't know. You don't know.
True.
So the idea was just to bring that well, originally to my friends, but and family, and now it's just like I want to share that with everybody. So I took up photography and a lot of things. So I've even been kind of selling some of my photos, and hopefully soon on my own website I'll transfer that to me so I get all those coins. Right now I'm using a third party. Anyway, that's beside the point. So I was in Colombia, and I came home for what I thought was going to be like a visit,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really bad timing because that's when COVID hit. So I saw that borders were closing, and I was like, oh, something's happening, whispers of a virus.
Yeah.
And so I kind of got stuck. I'm in the States now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I tried to rebook my ticket like 3 times. And I'm just like, okay, it's not going to happen. I just need to,
Aw.
sit still and wait. So
Yeah.
after, the cycle of like, oh, denial, oh, anger, oh, depression. Okay, acceptance. I made it to acceptance.
Yes. Yeah.
I accepted it. So I was like, okay, like I've got a period of stillness, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some calm, and then what are something that I've always wanted to do and I never just had the time, and that was to build my website. And then out of
Nice.
that came the podcast. So I'm interviewing people again from the diaspora that I've
Yeah.
met on my travels, and even I've cast my net even
Oh.
wider, and I'm starting to get like guests from other areas and
Yeah.
from all over the world. Like we've had Colombia, Korea, everywhere I've lived, Korea, Spain, the United Arab Emirates, Dubai. I think we had a girl in New Zealand, South Africa. And when I say that we're out there, we are really out there. So
That is
what I
dope.
yes, y'all listen to the podcast.
Tell them the name of the podcast so they can go
It's
find
the
it.
Kimmy Travels Podcast, kimmytravels.com, Kimmy, Kimmy Travels. So, yes, so basically, like my original mission was, to stay connected, but now the
Mm-hmm.
bigger idea is to demystify, travel. Not only travel, but long-term travel.
Mm-hmm.
One word, sorry, kimmytravels.com.
Okay, sorry. I
I just
will
saw your
edit it.
banner, super cute.
Yes.
And to just break that glass. People think if they know that I've been traveling for a while, like, oh, you're so brave. I could never do it. How did you take that first step? And just like them,
Yeah.
like, book the ticket. When you see what's out there, um, the world doesn't seem so big anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you get a lot of confidence when you travel. You're like, oh my gosh, I navigated this country in a language I don't speak, and everything was okay. I mean, it's not always sunshine and rainbows. You're going to have, maybe
Right.
some bumps along the way. But I mean, generally, you're going to have a great, or at least a memorable, a memorable experience.
It's not great.
So
You won't forget it
you won't
either.
forget it. You're like, oh my gosh, that one time this thing happened. You won't forget it. You're going to have a story to tell. That's what he's like. you're always going to have a story to tell. So with the website, and especially with my podcast, that's what I'm doing. That's kind of our mission, which is to bring travel, make it accessible, let people know that it's for everybody, and to start young. Like, I've had mothers with children, blended families, how to navigate a blended family if you want to go abroad. You've got, there's lots of little things along the way that you need to kind of figure out. I've had a woman who started a business, an American woman. She started a business in Colombia. She exports coffee. So it's like, how do you even start a business in another country?
Yeah, how do you?
Yeah. Monica Selden, she's episode around 12, I think. I can't be sure, but she's around there. She's Monica Selden. Hey, Monica. Yeah, so it's just like we're not just surviving, but we're thriving abroad. So it's like look outside of your home country for opportunities.
Yes. I love it. We're not just surviving, we're thriving abroad.
Yes.
And that's one of the reasons I wanted to do these real chats, because I think all of us, one way or another, get so stuck in our perception of the world. And my target audience is white adoptive parents, and they're raising Black kids. And a lot of times our communities can live right next to each other and be oblivious to what's happening.
To what's going on across the road, right?
Yeah. And so I thought if I did these chats, I could bring, open conversations and bring more of a wider point of view. And then today, here you go talking about traveling the world. And now you just like busted it all the way open.
Do it. Just do it. Okay. Do a little planning. Don't just, get your passport, get your visa, get your papers, whatever you need in order. Do the research and then just do it. Yeah. Even if it's like for a gap year. We've had professionals taking gap years. And I think another kind of silver lining of the pandemic is people are realizing, like, I don't have to be tied to my office. I don't have to be tied to my desk. Like, I could work remotely. And if you can, the dream is to earn US dollars in a country where it will go much further and your quality of life is going to be so much better. I remember in Colombia, I think I was working 4 hours a day. I was like, oh, I don't work on Fridays. No.
Oh, girl.
4-day work week, half days. Perfect. And it was perfect. I mean, I had time for everything that I wanted to do. So that kind of work-life balance and really sitting down and figuring out what's important for you and then how to make it happen.
See, now I'm not going to stop thinking. I mean, not that I did stop thinking about it, but it's going to be worse. It's going to be so much worse. Oh,
go
wow.
for a visit. If you're thinking of moving abroad, or even like it's the same if you were going to another state, if you're going to another country, check it out first, see how you feel.
You don't know me very well. I move all the time and don't check it out.
Oh, you do? Okay. Well, everybody has a different
way. It's not bad. I know.
Like, what's going on? Except for I've done the same, so I can't even say I always do my research because I don't. Even when I went to Korea, I was like, I had to like pull up a map and be like, where exactly is this country? Okay. Zoom. Oh, over by Japan. Okay. And then I just got there, like plopped down in Korea, didn't know anything.
I think Korea would be really intimidating for me. Not to say that I wouldn't go, but I just think it would be really intimidating. Obviously you made it there and you stayed. So how was it getting over that initial fear of it just being so different?
It was rough. If I'm like completely 100% transparent and honest, it was the roughest transition I've ever done. I think I wept every day for months because I'd left Barcelona, which is like a really cosmopolitan, city by the beach, and I was like right in the middle of El Centro. So I had everything, just like I could open my door and there it was. But the program that I went with, they were placing, again, teachers and communities that needed help. So you couldn't request. You could, say, I prefer. And I was like, metropolitan, I prefer metropolitan. Options 1, 2, 3, city, city, city. And then I ended up in a farming village. Rice paddies as far as the eye could see. And I was like, what have I done?
But didn't die. So
I did. I survived and I thrived there. I have to say, it
Exactly.
was an experience, and I just kind of like changed my mind. It's like, you know what? Dry your tears, girl. You are in. Yes, you're in the middle of a rice paddy. Whatever. It's for a year. You can do anything for that time, and just think of the experience. Not everybody is going to have a year abroad in Korea. Just,
Right.
learn everything you can, absorb everything. So after I just kind of changed it, it was a beautiful experience, and I loved it so
Aw.
much I stayed for 2 more years after that. I left the village, I went to a city. Actually took a pay cut. They pay you more when they put you out in the countryside. It's like they call it like the country bonus, because they know you're suffering, like, here's a little something extra. They know you're
Oh
suffering.
wow.
So it's like, here's how you can like go, whatever you spend your money on, like go to the city for the weekend, recharge your batteries, and head back to the rice paddies. But I was like, keep your country bonus, put me in the city. So
Well,
it
it was a
wasn't
compromise.
easy.
You
It
figured out
wasn't
how to make it
easy.
work.
I did. So again, like I said, not everything is, rainbows and puppies and
Yeah,
sunshine, but you're gonna have a story to tell. So yeah, and it was a
that's pretty
beautiful
awesome.
experience. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
That's pretty awesome. I appreciate
Yeah.
you sharing with us that it wasn't all, perfect and it wasn't all something that was easy to transition to. I think that gives people a fair idea of reality, and then it also lets them know that they can make it through that when it gets rough, when it's completely unfamiliar, when you're tired, when you're homesick,
Mm-hmm.
like you can make it through this, and then there's going to be something great on
Yes.
the other end.
There is usually. And if there's not, I mean, if you're really like truly and honestly miserable, you can
Mm,
always go home.
that's
You
true.
can just be like, I tried, it wasn't for me. And there's no shame in that either. Like some people, they don't make it and there's like, oof, that's not what I expected. I'm going back. And that's okay.
Yeah,
It
at least you tried.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
Costa Rica, I didn't know where I was going. I just bought a ticket. And then when I got there, I realized like a lot of the stuff that you see in pictures that you want to go do in Costa
Uh-huh.
Rica, I wasn't anywhere near that. It was like,
Oh,
first
that
of
was
all,
like
there was,
out in the jungle. You want to do like a zip line or something?
girl, everything I wanted to do, I wasn't near it. I was, I wasn't near a beach. I wasn't near. I did
Oh
get to go see a rain. Like I did go see the waterfall and like in the rainforest, one
no.
of the
Mm-hmm.
rainforest parks. But that was
Mm-hmm.
because I made friends with my Uber driver, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll hang out
Oh,
with you
I'll drive you
tomorrow."
there. Oh,
And
that's so cool.
I even have a family in Costa Rica now, so I did a I did an Airbnb experience, and it was cooking with Mar. Her name is Mar,
Oh,
and
I
she
love
invites you
that.
into her home. You go
Mm-hmm.
shopping in the market with her and her aunts. No, her
Mm-hmm.
sis. Wait a minute. Somebody in her family, another woman
Okay,
in
a
her
family
family,
member.
because I think I'm about to mess it up. Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, family, I have forgotten. But anyway, you go shopping with her, and then you come home, and like her daughter was there, and you cook and you learn like why they choose certain things, and you learn like, girl, I was a little slow about learning the money. So that trip to the market with them actually really helps me a lot in like
Yeah, helps you with the
understanding.
currency. That's good.
Yes, because
Mm-hmm.
I was very, yeah, I was a little slow.
You're struggling.
I was
And
struggling.
there's an app for everything. I use the XE app, and you
Okay.
can all the countries. You can just put your currency conversions. So until you get
Oh.
it, you can use that app.
I was
Mm-hmm.
so like, it was a moment I didn't even make sure my phone was gonna work before I got there. So I got there and my phone did not work the first
Oh
day. I was like on the hotel phone trying to call AT&T, like, can y'all give me some service, please? Because I couldn't do anything. That didn't stop me. I still was going somewhere. I did get to
Uh-huh.
go to a museum, a couple of museums, and like walk around. I didn't care. I was having a great time. I
Mm-hmm.
was having a ball. I would go again in a heartbeat to the same place that doesn't have all the other things. And I would also go to some of the other places.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I, yeah.
Some trips are so good you do
Well,
want to repeat. So I totally get it.
I think it was just the excitement of finally getting out the country, because for a good
Mm-hmm.
portion of my life, it seemed like that wasn't going to be a part of my life. It seemed like I was never going to be able to afford it. Like getting a
Mm-hmm.
passport seemed to be intimidating to me. It was just
Mm-hmm.
so much built up in my mind. So just
Mm-hmm.
getting out the country, I was like, oh my God, like I'm really here. I could have went to hole in the wall restaurants the whole time, and I would have been I would have been
Just as
astounded.
happy.
I would have had just as much fun. It was just the idea of getting out the country and just seeing how other people live and being a part of it. I got lost for half a day trying to ride the city bus. I didn't care. I did not care.
You took the scenic route. I actually recommend that people get on local transportation. Don't just always take Uber or Lyft or whatever, but like, try to, if you're there for enough time anyway, try to like live like a local, and you'll get a different experience. You really will get off like the beaten path a little bit.
I was definitely off the beaten path. I was lost.
You're lost.
I was lost. I didn't know where I was. I didn't care.
I can't tell you how many
I mean, I
buses
kind of
I've
cared,
been on.
but
Like, I don't recognize, this is not my route. What have I done?
first of all, in Costa Rica, the buses are not one company. It had never occurred to me that in other countries, you won't have a centralized company that runs the buses. And so without it being a centralized company, there's not necessarily a centralized scheduling.
Schedule.
And you can,
like the bus comes when it comes.
You talking about CP time. You're talking about CP time. Boy, they have us beat. Yeah. I don't know how people know when to catch their buses because they definitely run when they want to. And then you stand at a bus stop, you don't know. I mean, I didn't know. I had no clue which one of them buses would or would not stop. I was just standing there. Lots of buses didn't stop there. And I honestly don't know where those buses were going anyway.
Probably better you didn't get on that one.
It wouldn't have mattered. I didn't know where I was going, but I had so much fun. So,
well,
and I didn't die.
When you make it to Cali, they have a central bus. It's called El Mío. That's the city bus. And then they have these things called busetas, which are privately owned. So before they got that centralized bus, they just had like, hey, I want to drive a bus. And they're mini. Like I told you I'm tall. I couldn't stand upright in this bus. I was like,
oh, so they're little bitty buses.
Really
okay.
Little. Yes.
Okay.
So it's a teeny tiny bus, but they're more regular than the city buses. So when I tell you, I figured out those little busetas. You just flag them. There's no bus stop. You can literally flag them down.
Anywhere? You can just be like standing in the middle of the block and be like, hey.
Here, just here. Yeah, thanks. Okay. It's like a general area.
Really?
Yeah. So once I figured out like which one I needed to take to get to wherever I was going, lovely. I love those little buses I had to squeeze myself into.
Oh, yeah. Lorena is on. Look, okay, so my friend Lorena is the one that's in Cali, Colombia, and she's on Instagram.
Delicious.
Lorena, say hi.
Hola, Lorena.
Matter of fact, let's see if she is. I know these are not supposed to go this long, y'all, but y'all know once I get talking, I can't help it. I wanted to see if she was available, but there we go. So y'all can say hi to each other. And that way, when you get to meet each other in a couple of weeks, you'll already be introduced. Hopefully she joins it.
Okay.
It says she did, even though we don't see her face yet, but we'll see. Mm-hmm. Now, y'all that's on Facebook and YouTube, y'all gonna miss out a little bit. I might turn the camera around if Lorena gets on Instagram, so then y'all can feel like y'all participating.
Oh, poor Facebook and YouTube.
I know. It's because of Instagram. If Instagram wasn't such a hater and let third party stream, then we could do it all on one and we could all be together. But Instagram is a hater. Why does it tell me that she joined and she clearly is not here?
Oh, I think it means she joined the broadcast. Maybe not.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. I invited her again. Let's see. She didn't get a warning or anything, so who knows if she's even camera ready.
Oh, girl, that's.
Oh, it says she's unable. It says she's unable. Right now. But yeah, not right now. She denied me. She was like, "No, you're not about to play with me, Kenisha."
Girl, right. No.
Well, y'all get to know each other, off camera, of course. So now that you've seen
put us in contact.
her, go ahead and follow. Yes, I will. And Lorena, you need to follow Kimmy, and Kimmy is going to be down there in a couple of weeks. Now, see, this is how you build community, y'all. Y'all seeing it real time, okay? If you're watching and you have any questions, go ahead and type those in on Instagram. There's a little question box. On Facebook and YouTube, you just put it in the comments. I'll bring it up. We're going to close out this live in a couple of minutes because we're actually past time. So hurry up and type them in. You'll know it's already got a delay. Anyway. So since Lorena's on, it just made me think of food. I'm always thinking about food anyway, though.
Okay. Me too.
Tell me
I'm
your
motivated. I will travel for food.
Girl, You ain't never lied. So tell me some of your favorite foods in your travels.
Okay, well, top of the list, number one has to be Thai. I didn't
Okay.
even know that Thai was going to be my favorite food until I got to Thailand.
Really? So what made it your favorite? Like, what was
Yes.
so good about it?
I'm going to tell you the moment that I fell in love. It was
That was
street
real love. You
food. So
remember
I,
the
I feel like,
moment.
yeah, there was a moment, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And I've had like a few of these food moments where I'm just like, oh my gosh. This is the most amazing thing I've ever had. But I eat street food. Like some people are like a bit scared, but I don't know. I just feel like my stomach is used to me trying a bunch of new things, whether it's like spicy or strange or whatever. So I don't have any
Mm-hmm.
problem with street food. Like I love, love, love going to the markets. It's like, oh, it smells good. What are we eating? What's that? Okay, give it to me. But it was a chicken skewer, but the skewer was lemongrass, like a stick of lemongrass.
Nuh-uh.
And I feel like I'd never, like, if you hear lemongrass, you're like, yeah, like I'm familiar with like the scent. It's really light and refreshing.
Yeah.
But when that chicken was grilled on that lemongrass skewer, it just like it infused the
You know I
chicken.
haven't had dinner yet, right?
Oh, I'm so sorry. So that
Please
first
keep
bite, it was just
going.
like, I don't know, it was like flavors and taste that you didn't know existed or you never could have imagined. And I was just like, wow, mind blown. And then they're very in Asia, most of the countries they're very visual. So eating isn't just like I
Okay.
just got to fill my stomach. It's like it's an experience. It's a all your senses, a 5 sense experience. It has to look as good as it tastes, and it has to feel.
Ooh.
And so presentation is so important. So I did a market tour as well where
Uh-huh.
we met in the morning, got all the ingredients, we went back to the cooking school, and I think we made like a 5 course meal or something ridiculous like that.
Really?
Yes, like where we I had like this. Oh, okay, you can't see. Okay, anyway, there was like a to pound pepper paste. So you get this
Uh-huh.
like stone whatever like between your legs and this stick, and you're just like pounding the pepper paste or whatever dish we were making, and the kitchen was outside as well, and I was like, this is amazing. And then they give you like a little recipe book, to take home, but then you can't find those ingredients. It's like, I guess I just have the memory. So I think
Wow.
that was my top food experience. And then
Okay.
Colombia, since you're going, anything along the coast. So Cali,
Girl, I'm gonna eat
Cartagena.
everything. I'm probably gonna end up sick because
Yes.
I don't eat pork, but I'm probably gonna eat it there. I'm gonna eat everything. I'm not even gonna
Yeah.
lie. I'm gonna eat
Eat it all.
if
Eat
it
it all.
smells good or somebody offers it, I'm probably gonna try it.
Okay. And the fruit, Colombia. So second for
Oh, I
fruit
can't
is
wait.
because it's so diverse. It's so biodiverse. Like you have the lowlands, highlands, mountains, the Amazon, the marsh. Like you have everything. So fruits are always in season and different exotic fruits. And these fruits have cousins and
Lord.
and in-laws, and it's like slightly different but also amazing. And it's like, oh, this is the cousin of the passion fruit. Oh, is it? Oh, I love the passion fruit and the cousin. Wow, also amazing. So just
I want the
fresh
cousin,
fruit
the
juice.
auntie. I
Yes,
want
I
it
love to eat all
all.
of them. So I was just, in love with all of the fruit options, the fresh fruit options in Colombia. Beautiful. Mm.
Wow. Oh, I can't wait to try some. Lorena, please, please. We can just have a whole day of trying different fruits. Okay, on Instagram, gifted by
Food isn't spicy, so
Essie.
pack your hot sauce. Okay. Oh, that's my friend. Hey, Essie. Hey,
Oh,
girl. Hey. We
nice
met
to
in
meet you.
Bogota. We met in Bogota, Colombia.
Really?
So yeah, she's also a Texan.
Oh,
First generation Nigerian American. Um,
wow.
yes. So we met at a women's brunch in Bogota. She organizes it. She calls herself Sister Friend. But she's so super
Oh,
social. So she organized a women's brunch and we met there and we're like, hey girl, hey. She's been on my podcast as well. So do catch her episode.
okay. So I have quite a few episodes I need to listen to catch
Yes,
up on. I
catch up,
see.
catch up, catch up.
Okay.
But she's
I
right.
want
The
to
food
come to
isn't
brunch
spicy.
too, so don't forget about me. Please inbox me or whatever. I want to be there. I need to come follow
Yeah,
her too so I
you
can be there.
should. Yeah, she has a woman-owned business as well, small business. So, like I said,
Yay.
we're doing it out there. Yeah.
This has been beautiful. I really, really appreciate you coming on and then dealing with me being a soccer mom and being late.
Don't worry, I understand. I'm an auntie, so I understand, sudden changes in schedules.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
still smell like outside. Like I was able to wash my face and put a
But that
little
was
something
it.
on my lips, but I smell like
Mhm.
outside. It's not cute.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
glad
sure.
this is not like you can smell me TV or anything because yeah,
Smell-o-vision. We're not that. We don't have that capability yet. Thank
thank
goodness.
God. Thank yes. Yes.
Hmm.
All right, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and close these lives out. I try to, I want to respect y'all's time. I appreciate y'all coming and watching us, even though it was a little bit late. I hope you guys get to watch this later. If you do, still comment because we would love to continue the conversation. And let me know if y'all want to talk to Kimmy again. We can always start, another conversation. I'm actually really enjoying these chats. I hope you
Yeah,
all are
this is a great
also.
idea. No, that's awesome what you're doing for these families. So
Well,
yeah.
thank you. Thank you. So if you
Mhm.
haven't followed Kimmy yet, please, as soon as I close these out, go ahead and follow her on all the platforms. Check out her blog, check out her podcast. I will be listening to the podcast because clearly I have a lot of things to catch up on. And yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and close out Instagram first. Thanks, guys. See you
Bye
later.
Insta. Bye Instagram.
Oh, she said it was fun. Thank you. All
Oh, it was
right, y'all.
fun.
In that one. And if you are on, let's see, yes, of course we want to share it. Of course we want to share it. Okay, I have to finish that. If you are on YouTube and Facebook, I appreciate you guys tuning in. We are going to go ahead and close this out, but feel free to comment and join the conversation, even if you watch this later. Make sure you go ahead and follow Miss Kimmy on Kimmytravels.com and then go across the board on her platforms. That way you can stay in the loop and hear about all her future travels. Make sure you listen to her podcast. As I just said a few minutes ago, I will be
Mhm.
listening. Maybe we can chit chat about it a little
Lots of
bit.
good tips and little gems, my guests sprinkle.
Yes. All right. So